Hmm. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday. Yes, it's Monday again. Wow, the weekend just comes and goes. So, hope you're all having a wonderful day today. It's quite a gloomy day. Let me show you. Let let me show you. I don't think you can see it from there, but I'm sure you can see. I'm sure you can see how dark it is. But thankfully, my room is this bubblegum green color, which is so good because even on the darkest of days, it's really bright for me. I used to have this caramel brown long ago, like really long ago, and then we changed it to blue, I think 2 years ago. And the blue was like a horrible watercolor paint. It was just so bad, and not even two layers could fix it. So repainted it, and I'm happy about this color because it's just the nice happy color. And if you're writing stuff, if you're a writer, you want colors like this. You want it to bounce off or collect any kind of light that exists, because so far not much light is coming out of my window. So whatever light that does come out, it makes the room look really bright. But anyways, moving on from that. Okay, so I bought some stuff in the morning. Now, there's this one grocery store that is having a competition. Every day that they'll have a little competition about a product you have to buy. And if you buy the product, you are guaranteed to get store credit and purchased it. Now, here's the catch. They don't tell you the exact amount you will get. They say between two numbers, the 10 Rand to 10,000, which that's a lot. But then again, I don't even think anyone has reached that much, possibly, because I did this competition last year too, during December time, and and I only got like 20 store credits, and today I only got 10 store credits. It's so cringe, really. But anyways, I did buy some stuff. I did buy some biscuits, some jam biscuits, some delicious jam biscuits, and I've been wanting that jam biscuits for a while, so I'm happy I have it, but it's so expensive. Anyways, I want to just rant about stuff because I'm so tired. My sleep schedule is completely wrecked, and I did finish my antibiotics. I did finish it last week, I think, and I'm still going with probiotics. So when that's over, I don't know what to do because the point of these antibiotics was to clean my infection, but the thing is that I still feel pus coming out of my gum. So it's one of those things that's just so worrisome because we don't know what's to come, you know? But anyways, um, let's just talk about some stuff that's on my mind. A lot of stuff is on my mind. So I've been posting a lot recently. Like today I posted like almost 10 videos, which is incredible because I just have a lot of videos to post. And here's the thing, I get it. Not everyone's interested in my videos. I understand that, I really do. But we have to be honest and say that this channel has really grown because of the pro trans stuff. And I was watching some of my old content from years ago, and I came across a comment that I left. And basically, I was also going to make some unboxing videos and tutorials or something like that. And I'm thinking, you know what? I should do more of those on this channel. Hopefully, people can like them because these trans content stuff is fun, but I don't know if I'll do it forever. That's kind of the sad part because obviously I have to spread my wings and move on. I never expected doing that. Um, at one point, I just gave up making trans content because it was all about myself, and then now I feel like I just make too much. But you know what? If people enjoy them, that's great. Some of my recent videos have received like thousands of views. When I mean videos, I mean YouTube shorts. and not just videos, because my latest video is stuck on 50 something views. Kind of disappointing. I'm fluctuating with subscribers. I reach like 1,000 something subscribers, 1,000, I think 850, and then I regress to 49, then it's 50, and then it's 50, 51, and stuff like that. It's so annoying. But regardless of that, I hope it just continues to swell up and grow. Do I still plan to monetize this channel? I think I should at least have it as a backup plan, though I'm not so serious about it as I was before like now. Like during the time when I was scammed, I was more adamant than any other person to make money on YouTube. And now that I have my money back, obviously I don't really think I should worry that much. But then again, it's good to at least have something to build up content. Now, I was also thinking of like maybe making a few video essays, but the problem with that is it's not just time consuming. It's the fact that I just don't really want to touch upon those subjects on any kind of media right now, unless it's like old content. Maybe I should do some old cartoon reviews, but I don't know. I don't know if people will like them because I love old cartoons. Anyways, I bought some stuff today, and just as I started this recording, I was thinking I should have purchased more books. I should have purchased at least one more book. I'm sure they're still on special. So, yeah, my fault. But, anyways, this is a lot of books, a lot of stuff, and obviously a lot of topics to write about. And I've been thinking when it comes to writing different type of stories, I don't just want to write only for one demographic. I think going across and writing for different demographics is such a good idea instead, because I've always wanted to write edgier stories. And now I'm just only recently, you could say, I'm thinking about writing for children. And I'm happy that I'm actually thinking about this because I feel like children need a bit more good content in a way. These days something is either sanitized or it's just too gruesome, and I feel like you can easily sell children a product that's just in the middle of that. Anyways, my shoulders are killing me. I spend so much time nighttime just pacing about thinking. That's my number one problem. I waste too much time. I frivol away my time because obviously I don't know. I'm so good at procrastinating. So, okay, when it comes to my books, I am expecting to at least write a few interesting mystery stories. The best part about writing, it's that you can travel to places that don't exist and you feel so fulfilled. So I have this one idea. I can't discuss it right now, but it's a mystery story. I think it's a mystery story. It's going to go pretty well. It's not a you could say, well, technically it's a series, but it's not in a way, uh you could say, serialized. It's more like episodic, if I have to describe them. And I think that would be perfect. And I also want to write stories featuring anthropomorphic animals, just like the old cartoons. That would be fantastic. I know comic books would be fantastic. And I want to work on comic books too, a few edgy ones, a few serialized ones, and just a few ones like, you could say, like Asterix and Obelix, where every book is like a new story, and it's a beginning, middle, and end in each book, and I like that. As you can see, I only have book 22 and book 20, or no, book 26 actually. I need to buy the omnibus version. Omnibus, I don't know how to say it. I need to buy the full collection because these are amazing just to study and practice. But yeah, I think working on different kind of stories is just great, from adventure to all sorts of genres. Overall, I think I think this is going to be an interesting adventure so far. Um, so yeah, since I have like already a few books, for example, this one, this one I purchased, I think a month ago. I did write something, I think. Yep, I did write a few stuff. Let me check it out and see. I don't think it's like I did write some stuff. I have a couple of drafts. I think the story needs to be put on hold because, I'm cooking something. Something is bubbling up. Something's brewing, but I need a bit more time. It seems like it's going to be an interesting story. I did take inspiration from my school to write this story. That's the best part. It brings back some horrible yet cringy memories. Honestly, heartwarming memories as well. I'm basing it all from thoughts. It's 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 also based on something that I would notice rarely happen in my school. I don't want to tell the full story right now because then that's just going to be weird. But um, obviously, all I can say is a hint. When I was in school, a few occasions, kittens would appear. Yeah, and they would appear from a specific section in the school. And I've always wanted just to cross that section and just look at everything else and look at the kittens and just ignore schoolwork and all that type of stuff, you know? So this story needs a break. So what's over here? Let me check. This one looks really tattered. It's like really damaged. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I can't show you that. Can't show you that piece of paper. It's this piece of paper came with my tax report a few months ago when I went to change my card. Well, to get a new card, technically, I had to bring proof of address, and my tax report had only my proof of address. So thankfully, I signed up for taxes early. I was complaining that signing up for taxes early was a bit crazy, but you know what? I think it's worth it. So I'm just gonna pull this paper out because I don't think you guys need to see that. So what's over here? Oh, a story I was working on last year. And I want to also take the story out, publish it too. So, these two will have to be put on hold for now. So, what's the next book? So this one is the one I'm currently working on, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but at the same time, I had to change the entire demographics continuously. First, the original concept years ago was for adults, and then it turned into now a more young adult story, and then it turned all of a sudden now to a children's story. So the best thing I can say about this is it's a horror story. And there's some whimsical adventure in it, but it's also featuring horror. So this one is my flagship. It's the one I'm sticking with because anytime I write a story, I work on a story, I keep flip-flopping to different stories. This one is my flagship. I'm keeping with it. Okay, I'm keeping with it. So these are plain books, nothing in it. So what can we do with this book? What stories we can write over here? Okay, I know. So, all right. I need to get more books. So, before we go, I want to rant about culture. I want to rant about this because I've been keeping this in my heart for some time and I've been trying to make videos of this for such a long time. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard the news weeks ago that Daily Wire has retrenched their entire children's department. And obviously it's tragic news, but we have to be frank and realize that a lot of this obviously was rushed, and I feel like Daily Wire did not handle the you could say the entertainment side as well as they expected. In my opinion, it felt like they just created a bunch of stuff and threw it in the air, expecting it to stay afloat for the next few years. And that's the problem. And also, I feel like them challenging Disney was also a big no no. I get the idea, obviously, you want you want to point out that Disney is just an evil woke company, but then again, I feel like they started off really, you could say, bland, and someone compared their content to PBS content, which I would say that's correct because when you look at PBS cartoons, yeah, they're not Disney level cartoons, and Daily Wire wanted to go against Disney. So how can you compete against Disney when you don't have the appropriate content? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. It's the lack of respect, in my opinion, for Bentke and children's entertainment in general. Like, yes, there was some good stuff on Bentke, but when it came to everything else, it felt like there was still a lack of good content. And honestly, there was just so much I feel like could have been done better. I want them to succeed. I need them to succeed. But I feel like them really just expecting everything to work out well because throwing money in it at it is going to heal it. No, it's not. And that's the thing. It's like, now what? If Daily Wire collapses, obviously, obviously, no one's going to try making content anymore because people are going to blame uh, like Pendragon, even though it's not Pendragon's fault. Daily Wire is under stress and financial loss. It has to do with a lot of the recent controversies and stuff like that. But still, the problem is that I wish they never did that, in my opinion. I wish they never, you know, when they announced the children's entertainment division, I wish they never really talked about woke content. And this is something we have to have a separate discussion about. It's the obsession with woke versus anti-woke. I get that no one wants to buy woke products, but I don't want to buy a product that's anti-woke because it could mean anything. It could mean it could mean a trash product, and I don't want to buy the product just because it's anti-woke, you know? I don't like that. And I think a lot of us agree as well. This obsession with fighting wokeness with anti wokeness doesn't make sense. You don't fight fire with fire. That's ridiculous. You fight fire with water. And if you want to make good content, just make good content. Focus on it. When you advertise your products, don't call it anti woke, just advertise it. So I'm just not a fan of like Daily Wire's obsession with anti wokeness. You know, I get the documentaries, I get their political stuff, but when it comes to like just regular entertainment, it doesn't have to be anti woke. Like some of their content is pretty cool. The movies they made and bought the rights to, it's pretty cool. But the problem is that when it came to Mr. Bertram and Lady Ballers, you cannot deny that they were anti woke products. And that's the thing. It's like, why do we need that? I don't want an anti woke show. I want a good show. Simple as that. I don't want an anti woke movie. I want a good movie. Lady Ballers is only going to be remembered as Daily Wire's just offensive show when obviously it's not offensive to many people. I'm sure it is, but it's not offensive. Secondly, is I feel like they wasted so much money on that. Instead, they could have made a cheaper show. And obviously, with Mr. Bertram, it could have been live action. It should have been live action. They would have saved a lot of money. Also, speaking of money, I feel like them not investing in more original content is also an issue as well. And they could have fused a lot of their adult and children's entertainment section together. That way, I feel like they would have at least had more subscribers. But anyways, a lot of people will still blame the entertainment side of things, and I say no. No, the idea that conservatives getting into entertainment is seen these days as a bad thing. I don't see why it's a bad thing. It's a good thing that we need to get into entertainment. We need to be creating all sorts of entertainment. We shouldn't be stepping down just because Hollywood has a monopoly over all the good stuff. They're actually failing right now. Hollywood is losing millions of dollars, no, billions, because they keep making trash content. And once in a blue moon, they'll make something really good that achieves $1 billion. But at the end of the day, they're losing a lot more. Compare that to 2019, where always they were reaching high amounts of money. Now they aren't even reaching that number. It's ridiculous for them, and it's a good opportunity for people like the Daily Wire to actually invest in entertainment. And the thing is, investing isn't just with money, it's also with love, it's also with care. So if you invest in a children's show, care for it. Don't just think of it as a silly children's show. Children's shows, yes, there are different types of children's shows, and I grew up watching many of them. The problem is that you don't need your children's shows to be bland or super safe. And I get that for like 1 year old shows or 2 year old shows, shows that cater for a really young demographic. But Daily Wire lacked a lot of content for older children, and they even mentioned this last year. So, I wonder like what happens if they did have content for older children? Would they have censored it, changed it up? My problem is that when it comes to understanding entertainment for children especially, you don't need it to be you don't need it to be like you could say bland, like blank as a piece of paper. It needs to be interesting, challenging. It needs to be smart. It needs to be witty. It needs to be emotional. And when you don't give children, good content, everything sucks. Even if it's a silly cartoon, a ridiculous cartoon, if you don't give them anything like that, obviously everything is going to be bland and pointless. Anyways, there's a lot to do for the future for Daily Wire. I'm wishing them the best, and I hope they realize that when it comes to anti wokeness, they should not fixate over it. And when it comes to children's entertainment, they should be more focused on the love, the care, and all that type of stuff. I'm not saying they weren't doing it. I feel like they weren't giving enough of love and care for their children's division. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye.